T-800, so naturally they're patrolling the water with the Hydrobots. They're all over the roads with the Moto Terminators. They've got the harvesters that are going out and collecting people to rip the stem cells out of the back of their neck so they can do the research necessary to create a realistic-looking human Terminator in the T-800. We have transports that are reminiscent of the very first frame that changed my life, Star Wars, cruiser coming over your head, and those are the transports in this Terminator picture. And of course we have the T-1s and several other machines along the way, but I thought it would be interesting to look at that space between, which was really the thrust and the reason to make the movie.
That's interesting. And Carmen, why don't you tell us a little bit about this cast, this ensemble, the people that you worked with, and maybe some of the things that they brought to the movie?
Well, first I'd like to say it was definitely an honor to work with each and every person on the cast and to work with McG. And I think this cast really represents where we are in America and where we are in the world. It's multicultural. You have people from different ethnic backgrounds. And I looked at this movie and I'm like, from McG and I talking about it to me reading the script and just what was going on the set, it became more than just an action movie for me. It had layers of humanity to it, and it really, made me start thinking about like how important human life is, and it's good to know that we are at this place in America where we're starting to look past, racial barriers and sexual preferences. And religious backgrounds, and I think that the Terminator is actually a symbol and a representation of that because, it's including everybody. We fighting against the machine. It's only one machine out there, and no matter what color you are, how much money you had, or whatever, we got to fight. So it was a spiritual fight, a physical fight, and I love being a part of that. And this cast, embodied all that.
Well done, Carmen.
So Moon, tell us a little bit about, you were talking about the physicality of the actual shoot. Tell us a little bit about it. Give us a snapshot. I mean, out in the desert, pretty brutal.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks in Albuquerque, we were doing all kinds of stunts. There were explosions going off. There were moments when Sam and I couldn't see in front of us. There were, cars flipping around. There was so much going on. I would say, the first couple of weeks, it was all action stuff. Honestly, yeah. And it was exciting, but you imagine it's your first week on, the job, and it's run for your life. And sometimes there were things that weren't always going the way we thought it was going to be. But there were times when Sam had to drag me. He was a little faster than me, but he was really physical and great to sort of do the action stuff.
But that was a purposeful choice because what I like to do is subject the actors to the physical side of the demands of the movie in the interest of getting them acquainted with the set, getting some of the jitters out and getting that rhythm together. So when we get into the more nuanced performance bits, everybody's a little more settled into it. You know the AD staff, you know what it's like in the hair and makeup trailer. You just fundamentally have the rhythm of the set, and therefore you feel more powerful and more comfortable to take more chances in the decidedly emotional scenes. And I really hope, and I wish we had the chance to speak to everybody in this room, because it means a lot to me that you would come out here on a Saturday and choose to look at an early cut to some degree of Terminator. That really, really affects me deeply. It means a lot. But our goal is to truly put story first, to truly put character first. You see a scene like that that's obviously got a lot of velocity, a lot of explosiveness, but the scene I'm about to show gets a little bit more into the complexity of the characters and who you can trust and who you can't trust, and really the theme of the movie about where does humanity lie. And if you have an artificial hip, or if you even have an artificial heart, does that make you any less human? And at what point have you gone over to the side of the machines and you've lost your humanity? And we're flirting with a world of technological proficiency where that is no longer science fiction, but with us every day. Jeff.
Well, do you want to watch that clip? Do you want to?
All right, why don't we watch one more clip?
Yeah,
and you guys understand what we're doing is because I have such a kinship for the passionate, from the bottom of my heart, we show stuff that's not done yet, as you saw in that. The things aren't done, you're really an intimate part of the filmmaking experience, and the same is true here. This is a scene where Christian's character, John Connor, has to go after Sam's character, Marcus. And ultimately they have to fight the Hydrobots, the machines that live in the water. And then the two characters come face to face, and Christian's character needs to make a decision. Can I indeed trust this machine who's invoking the good name of my father, the boy that will become a man who will be my father, Kyle Reese. Can I trust him or not? And that's the pickle of the movie. So, without further ado, one more time, the applause sounds so good, and I think the cast deserves it. And we came to Wondercon to have a good time. Let's have a good time. Let's watch this piece, and we're going to talk about it. And I can't wait to take questions. Hey, you in the yellow beanie, Jabberwockies, get up here, man. Wow. Get up here. What do you have to say for yourself?
I represent the 80s, man.
We like the 80s? Come on, have a seat. All right, here we go. So this is John Connor meeting Marcus Wright and roll it.